Hello and welcome to Shay Zasaa and a Zasaa Zooms In. And today I have in the studio two friends. We are going to be talking about, look, okay, let me not, I'm so excited. I'm so excited because of who I've got here. Not one of them, you know her, but the other one, oh my gosh. So please welcome to Shay Zasaa for the first time ever, and he will be a repeat guest, my dear friend Dilly. This is Dele, and this is Kemi, who you know.
Hi, guys.
Now, Kemi hasn't been around for a bit. You've been missing in action.
I'm sorry.
I've had to get on without you, and Wonu has come back repeatedly.
Work, travels. But I came today.
But she's here today. But she came today because of Dele. But hey, if it's Dele that brings her out, that's good enough for me. So now I'm really excited because... Are you excited? You're not excited?
It's just wonderful to be here.
Don't lie. That's not what he was saying. That's not what he was saying before the camera started rolling.
There's no need to lie now. We're here.
Anyway, I'm so excited because we're going to talk about friendship. And the reason we're talking about friendship is because we're talking about friendship anyway. But, Kemi, how long have you been my friend?
Way long.
What?
I didn't say too long. I said way long. 10 years, when we're 10?
Did you say 10 years?
No, when we're 10, about 40.
No, but why will you do that now? You will say how many years, and then nobody knows how old we are. Now you have said when we're 10, and then you're now saying 40-something, so they know our age.
We're 52, by the way.
And we're proud.
Yes, 42 years ago when we were 10.
So you've been my friend for 42
years.
How long have you...
Where's my medal? Do I get a medal?
I get the medal.
Is it easy?
In fact, everybody knows that in this relationship, I get the medal. How long have you been my friend for?
Well, I was thinking about that a few minutes ago, and it's actually 47, I think.
He gets
something along those lines.
Wins.
A bit long.
I have other ones. In fact, I'm going to tell you now. There's a friend of ours in the studio here with us there, who has refused to come on, but he has been my friend the longest out of those of us that are here. So I'm hoping that he will pop on. So if he walks in halfway through, don't be alarmed. Just ignore and we'll continue as we were. Okay, so friendship. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me even start. How would you define friendship?
Fiddles. Friendship, I think it's a mutual relationship that arises depending on so many things. You meet in school, you meet at work, you meet different places, and you just form a relationship that works for the two of you, or however many you are.
I'm coming back. So how would you define friendship?
That's a very interesting question because I've never, don't let me say I've never, but I'm just thinking how would I answer that at my current age now? It's way different from how I would answer that if I was younger. So how would I define friendship? That's very interesting because it's a decision. That's what I would say. I just think it's a decision because of course, it's everything Kemi has said, but beyond that, it's also a decision to be someone's friend. It's a decision to accept someone as a friend. Now, clearly, that's vague at best because there's so many levels, there's so many layers, there's so many potential issues, if you like. But friendship is just a decision to accept someone. So if I'm your friend, it's because we have in our case, it's what makes our friendships different is that we've all grown up together. So I didn't meet any of you 2 years ago, but you could meet someone today and it's a decision. It's like, okay, I like this person, and this person could turn out to be not such a great friend, but you just say, you know what, it's okay. I'm just going to be their friend anyway. This one, I may, put a few walls up here and there, but it's a decision. That's the best way to.
But you see, it's interesting because when you were saying that you meet somewhere, you meet in school, I feel like somehow some friendships almost exist just because they exist. Like you started school together age 4.
Yeah.
So you become friends and it's not like you necessarily chose them as your friend or made that decision per se in the manner you're talking about it. It's just situation forced you to be, not forced you, but put you in the same place.
There are many people who we went to school with. I think there are varying levels of friendship.
Yes, yeah.
There are many people we went to school with, many people who were in our year and stuff in our set that we're probably not close friends with. They're acquaintances, they're friends, they're very tight friends. So I think they're just different levels. And they either grow. But yes, when Dele said putting up boundaries, there's some friendships that you have to, again, expectations. is what are the expectations you have of those relationships? Why are you rolling your eyes?
No, because expectations is a thing that I really think is a big deal, and I don't think that people take it so seriously, because I think that expectations is like everything to a certain extent, because it's what do you expect of, and I feel like it's unfair that you have expectations of, so like for example, I know you're a snob, and so I'm talking to Kemi.
Why did you have to qualify that?
No, because Dele is not a snob.
Yes,
so
he is.
No, he's not like you are. So so I know you're a snob. So I think, like, Wale says I'm a snob.
Of course you are.
It's not. What I keep saying to Wale, my explanation of it is that, there's certain standards that I set for myself below which I will not go.
Yeah.
However, I will not judge you for going there. And I think most snobs will look at the person that goes there and think, ooh, whereas I am snobbish to myself, not to the people. So I have my snob element, but not in the same way. But the point I was going to make there is that I cannot expect somebody else to live by my standards or my expectations. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's the challenge with a lot of relationships, where you think that, well, I wouldn't do that, therefore you shouldn't do that.
I think once expectations are properly managed, any relationship can work.
But then you have to, I guess you have to voice your expectations.
Yes, you have to. Yes.
It.
Any relationship can work once. Again, the expectation, I don't even think it's voicing your own your expectations. I think it's managing your own expectations.
Oh, okay.
Once you've managed them and you know that, okay, in this relationship, I expect
trust
this of me.
her.
But again, yes, I can't expect it. Why are you looking at me? I can trust my friend, shut up. But I think, now you're derailing me.
Sorry.
But I think it basically is managing and saying, in this relationship, these are my expectations of myself. And I don't even think we should have expectations of anybody else. We're setting ourselves up. But I think it's a realization that there must be a sort of below which, if this person descends,
then you will no longer be friends.
No, not even no longer be friends. It sounds like you say that when you're 12 years old, like you're not my friend anymore. It's like, okay, that relationship cannot continue. Dele is shaking his head.
Well, it's not so much shaking my head. I'm just trying to figure out. So I am stuck with something you said earlier. Not stuck, but it's playing back, which is that if you're in school, so we were in school with, let's say, so in that year, let's say there's 4 classes of 30 people each, so there's 120 people. The truth is, the fact that we were in school with them, maybe only 15 out of those are our friends.
Yes.
In terms of friends.
In terms of
friends.
friends.
So it's not that if you are in class with someone, they're your friends. Clearly
no.
not.
Yeah.
They're still in that microcosm. You will still select your own friends. There are people that you hang out with, you do break time with, and that is, for that age range, my definition of friendship in that sense. Now, to come to what Kem is just saying, expectations are important, but what I always say is this: the only person you can control, or you can work on to do anything better is yourself.
Yeah, totally.
That, and that's where it ends. So whatever is going to improve is going to improve because of what you do. Same for friendship, same for marriage, same for it's just a life thing, right? So friendships will work as long as you're ready to make them work. Someone's got to put in the work, and if you're going to put in the work, somehow we'll go there all right.
But is there a balance of work then? Do you find
No,
that in some friendships,
no.
some do more work than others?
Remember I said earlier that in some cases you put up walls. In some cases you have to just protect yourself, because it's not I may love you and you may just be out there to just stress my life.
Yeah, so you can love me from afar.
If I'll just put up the wall, it's not by force. It's not like you're my wife. So it's just, the point is just, you might feel so strongly about a friend that you want to do anything for them. They're your friend. You want to make sure they're okay. But some people won't understand that, and some people, it may not even be that they're bad. It may just be
they don't need
they're not even skilled in friendship.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a lot of things now that we're taking for granted. And by the way, if you're friends with someone for 42 years or 47 years, please don't take it for granted. That's not normal. It's not normal.
You're right. We do take it for granted. Because I saw Dele today and it was like, hey, and that's it. Everything.
So don't let's assume that it's just the way it is. I don't know that many people can say that. Of course, we're in a time now when, because of technology, there's a lot of alumni groups. WhatsApp is the place. So at least generally we're doing better, but it's that you're in an alumni group doesn't mean they're your friends.
Yeah.
Exactly. So for me, it's just like, it's work. I find friendships to be work maybe because of sort of life, the kind of life I live. So I always generally work at relationships. So because we're using the word friendship today, we'll use friendship. But it's something that somebody has to be deliberate about saying,
Yeah.
you know
Oh
what,
gosh, yes.
it's going to
Yeah.
be okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's not it's a very, very firm choice you have to make. It doesn't come naturally.
Oh, you don't think it comes naturally?
Oh no, you and I are different. We're odd.
Okay. So I mean, I didn't mean like that, but in terms of
Yeah.
like relationships, because I feel like we were created for relationship. So I feel like to a certain extent there's a natural bit that does come. But I agree with you 100% that you have to work. And I feel like I have some friends, they know themselves, that I would be like, oh. I'm the one that's fine. You know, this is like the 5th time I've sent you a message, and you know what I mean. I don't really care, to be fair, because they're my friends, but I just like to stress them out, like, you know, like, because they're not as forthcoming, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't think that, for me, that's not a big deal
That-
in terms
yeah.
of. But maybe that's because we've already established the friendship.
Yeah.
If that was a new friendship, maybe it would be a big deal. I don't know.
And also, just so that we're not trying to make it like, I mean, in saying that friendship is work, it's not work unless it needs work. I'm not doing any work to be your friend.
No.
Do you understand? I'm not necessarily doing any. So it's not. There are also friendships that are natural. We talked about the fact that I haven't seen you in 25 years, and I see you, and it's like we saw yesterday. That's not work now. That's actually so. That for me is also closer to the true definition of friendship.
Yeah.
So I don't want us to have. I don't want this discussion to be too heavy on the side of it's work.
It's not a burden. Yeah. Again, I remember I was talking to somebody about Delhi actually, and said anytime we have
I was talking
occasion
about
in
it. I
Nigeria,
said Delhi is at
Delhi
everything.
will always turn up. It's very, very intentional, because some of us will think, oh, I'm not able to, but Delhi will always turn up. So there's some friendships where you know that, okay, yes, there's a dependency, there's a sort of an assuredness that, you know, okay, I've got this person's in my corner. So I think, again, it all depends on what your particular needs of friendship are, because sometimes you need different varying levels of friendship. I remember when I was going to Nigeria for my mother's funeral, and again, Femi, my son had to stay, he wasn't going to come, and he was like, where is he going to go? And I thought, and I remember I thought, okay, yes, this particular lady, and I called her and I said, can Femi come stay with you? She said, I'll be honored to have him. So again, it's knowing that, okay, in that particular friendship, it was a no-brainer. That there was a need for that, and that person was going to do it. I could have called you, but again, I knew where it would have been the best place, where it would have been good for him. You didn't think, why didn't you let him come?
Actually, I'm beginning to think that. Like, why didn't you call?
It's only now you're saying this. Get out.
I don't get that.
But again, it depends on, you know.
But you see, I think you the point you're making here, which is very important, and I think that a lot of people miss it, is you have to know your friends. So you know their capabilities, you know what you can, you know what I mean? Because I think sometimes I hear people saying, oh, but she shouldn't have. And I'm like, but she's done that all through your friendship. Why are you pretending as if this is new? You know what I mean? Like this has always been her character, and you've loved her like that.
Yes.
But now, because I don't know what has happened, it's now a big deal.
Again, people do change, though. There are things that you think, okay, I'm able to accept. And I think if it's just a friendship, you don't have any contracts. It's not a contractual relationship. If it's a marriage, well, you have that particular contract. It's like, okay, I have to honor the words of my contract. But if it's a friendship, you think, my friend, I beg. As you said, it's not as if you're my wife. It's, please come and be going. So you then
I think maybe we should do friendship contracts. I think I need a contract with you.
what? Who's going to pay you?
Did I say anything about paying?
contract.
Well, just so that you know what you are supposed to do, because I don't feel like you. I'm joking.
I'm so not doing contract. You think I can break it? Contract, write it.
Can you see?
Are you sure you don't want to
From
join
the
us?
start, she doesn't.
That's you people's love language, so it's okay.
What,
It's
fighting?
See what we're facing.
We're not fighting. I'm
It's
just saying
friendship
that, you
now.
know,
It's friendship. No, it's not.
We never.
What do you think I mean by fighting? You think it's right?
No,
This is it now. It's
I
love
don't think
now.
we've actually
This is
ever
love
have we fallen
language.
out.
I don't
think so.
recall. No.
There you go.
But that's only because I just choose not to. Not because you haven't
Oh, so you're the
pushed
one
me
putting-
to
you're the one putting in the
I'm
work.
the one putting in the work. Absolutely, 100%. I'm not even going to
Somebody
pretend.
has to.
But I mean, every so often she'll now come and do accelerate catch up. But yeah. I'm taking that. I'm
Yes.
definitely taking that.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
Friendship is special. So as I'm thinking back now, it's so interesting. So now let's go back 40 years. 41 or 42 years.
You know we're perimenopausal. We're not sure we can
It's,
remember.
it's okay.
But let's try. We'll try.
No, I'm just saying back when we entered secondary school. So when those, because I'm just thinking, so apart from having friends in school, I had a particular friendship with the two of you and a third lady. There were three of you, if you guys remember.
DLVs.
I didn't say it too.
We're not saying what
I
it
didn't
means.
say it too.
We were DLVs,
We know what
yes.
it means. We're not saying
But the
it.
point is
Who was-
that the point is that now 40 years later, with all three of you, we're still close friends. I mean, I haven't seen Tukwe in a while, but if I saw her right now, it would be like back then.
Yes.
Like not a day has passed. But that is what friendship. If you want to get a textbook definition of what what it should be, you want to see a picture in the dictionary. That's what it is. So that there's no real. It shouldn't be work, but where friendships are harder, then you have to put in the work.
But do we actually require, maybe I'm lazy. My dad used to say you should always have friends. The numbers of fingers on your hand and your thumb doesn't count. But then that was for
What does
his
that mean? You
definition.
should always have 4
You
friends.
should have no more than 4. He
Okay.
never liked the loudness and the sheer volume. But again, this is me now at this age thinking, do we actually still require friends? Do we need those friendships that require work?
Hold that thought. How many friends do you have?
Not
And
a lot, actually.
How many friends do you have?
You see,
She
I
has
didn't
like
want to go into
650.
this conversation
She
because
No. We will drill down. How many friends do you have? Because why I'm saying that, before you answer, what your dad said is actually key. We have a lot of people who are friends, but how many people are your real friends? So they are friends, and they're friends.
No, you see, there are some that I know. Actually, he was right, actually.
It's not as crazy as
it's
it
like
sounds.
the core
It's
is
not.
the core,
Yeah.
the different
Where you
It's not as
know,
crazy as it sounds,
you know
yeah.
the friends where you know that you will call and say, I'm in jail. And it's like, okay, I'm coming. Without a question. Not what are you doing? Who did you kill? Where did you bury the bodies? It's like,
Why did you have to be in jail for murder? It could have been something else.
everything else I won't get
You
caught.
don't keep
know
person.
me. Even murder, God said. I won't kill anybody. Yes. But again, I think there's those friends that, without a shadow of a doubt, you can honestly already be sure what they're going to tell you. I have a friend. I call her my baseline, where I think, okay, there's a slight madness going on, and I think, I'm about to do this thing. She is my checker. I'll go to her and say, what do you think? And she'll say, oh, well, this time let it go. Or this time, nonsense. That's not. So again, you have to have those friends that you know. Again, the accountability friends where the madness of Kemi is strong, you know. And sometimes it's like you say, my friend, stop. So you have to have those friends that you trust more than you trust yourselves.
But you say my
Of
friend
which-
stop and she says, leave me alone, I'm not stopping. So I mean,
But
anyway, we
But
should
does she still stop?
I do.
Eventually,
So you know that she will stop now.
eventually.
But eventually, but that's because so you have to have those friends that you trust, again, as I said, more than you trust yourself. And those are very few. Very few.
You see, it's interesting. The reason why I said I didn't want to go into that, how many friends do you have, is because I have a lot of friends, and people always say I have a lot of friends. But Wale and Wonu and I were on one of these shows, and we were saying that, you see, the problem is that people tend to insinuate to a certain extent that my friendships cannot be real because there's so many of them. Do you understand? And you know what? I can't even argue to or from that because, like you say, they're different friendships and everyone has a thing, but they're real now.
No, they are real. But again, I think for you, they're different pillars. They're not all the same kind. I'm the special one. So in case you don't know, stop rolling your eyes.
I didn't roll my
I'm
eyes. I just looked.
Yeah.
I
You're
didn't roll
trying
my
to
eyes.
convince all the other friends out there that no, is it
No,
like,
that's the reason why
joking.
Tanuka can never answer that question.
No, she can't. No,
She can't.
she
So it's
can't
okay.
because
You understand?
again, I think with
You have hundreds of friends.
Yes.
You love us all. We know. It's okay.
and you love us
Take
all
it like that.
equally. So
Equally.
no
favorites.
We're not competing.
No favorites.
No
I don't do
favorites.
favorites.
Nothing. We of course now. But we're standing with her because we have to protect her from. But it is what it is. Look.
Yeah.
Look. It's at our ages now, and where we're getting into life. You look at your children, and you're like, wow, can they build friendships like we had? And that's an interesting question for this generation because
Wow.
this is a totally different world.
I don't
You
know
know?
I don't think
that
they-
they can. And I also think it's such a different world. And I think it's different with so for example, like with my kids, my first child is a son. And with him, when he started school, I was in the playground, so I made friends with his friends' mothers, and there's a group of us that are tight friends, the mothers, because of our sons.
And the children still friends?
The children are still friends, but they don't consider themselves friends. They consider themselves like family,
Yes,
because
yes.
it's now a family thing. With my boy, with my girl, because girls, their friendships are changing every day. That, you know what I mean. So I don't have that same thing that I had with my boy, and I have always said to my kids, like, I have a friend, she's my friend, and she has 2 kids now. She's my friend, but my kids it's not like they were classmates or anything. And I said to them, just because I'm her friend, you don't have to be friends with their children. You have to be polite, kind, whatever. But don't think that because I'm friends with the mother, you have to be friends with the kids. Because I think sometimes there's that pressure that, the moms are friends, they feel like they should be friends. And maybe also because they saw what happened with my first son, that I'm friends with a lot of his friends' mothers, type of thing. But I think after him, because he kind of escaped it. The ones below, I'm not sure that their friendships will ever be.
I don't think so. And that was a tough question, because one of the 4 friends that I talk about, we met because our daughters were in school together. That was.
She's the one that had Femi.
Exactly.
Can you imagine? And
So
you just met now. Yeah, you know yourself. Yeah, I'm coming for you. I won't say her name.
Sorry, G, I had to drop you in there. But no, honestly, so the daughters were friends first, and then we met, and our sons were born at the same time, a couple of months. None of our children have remained tight friends. But the parents are still friends. So I don't think they have that capacity. I think with the world we grew up in, again, technology, things were different. It was a different world. So now they have this broad field of acquaintances on social media and followers. They don't define friendships the same way we do.
So, in fact, I'm just laughing because if I'm thinking, if I ask my son if he has friends, he has friends now, but we don't know where they are. We don't know where they are. They're somewhere. They exist, but who knows? They're in the cloud somewhere. But so it's life is so different now. So that's what I was going to. I just thought, we had something special, I think, and I think it's helping us now because it's a support system. It's a huge support system.
We did need it at that time.
It's a huge support system. And social and when we grew up, of course, there was not many options in terms of you can't get distracted like our kids are getting distracted now.
Absolutely.
So you had to, except you were a hermit, you would have to have some social interactions and make some friends.
Because now again, I would have to admit that most of the social interaction the children have is on social media. They will put up a post and I like this and this person liked my post and the stories and stuff. But with social, I remember there was a post I saw recently and it talked about a phone, that there should be a phone in the house for everybody so you can call it and everybody, that's a house phone. Where were you? I called your phone. It's like, but I was trying to get your dad. It's like, there should be a house phone. And I thought, life has so changed. We did have a house phone. We still have a house phone. But now it's like, where is it? I don't even know where a house phone is.
I actually have your house phone number. I
don't. In fact, there was once it started ringing. It was like, what is that?
I love it. Wow. Okay, how many minutes do we have?
3.
2:59. Okay, I can actually.
Are you sure you don't want to come in for the last minute?
Can you believe it? He has actually declined sharing the stage with us.
He's not our friend anymore.
No, that cannot happen now. You know that.
Alas, he knows where. I was trying to threaten. That didn't work either.
Okay, so last thing that I'm going to say, since we only have a few minutes, is what would you say? Okay, you said support system. What would you say the benefits of friendship are? Do you think, or maybe even?
It's so hard to quantify because
you can't do that in 2 minutes. I'm sorry. You can't now.
No. So start and try. Whatever you get.
This is the benefit.
What's the benefit to come and sit with me or Chitaza and be laughing?
Yes.
That you can see me on a Sunday. And mess up the rest of you didn't mess it up, but you can take over a whole day and make me drive halfway across the city. That's the benefit.
Again, that's my benefit of
there
friendship.
You go.
But you wouldn't have done that for anybody else, would you?
Not many people. No, you're not. Yeah, it's okay. You're my friend, but I wouldn't do that for many people. Trust me. I wouldn't. She wouldn't give up work for many people.
Yeah.
But she did it for you, not for me. I just want to make that clear. Okay, I just want to make that clear because people will now think.
Don't show your jealousy too much.
I'm not jealous at all.
It's okay.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
No, but I think the benefits of friendship are almost the benefits of life itself. Because for some deep friendships, you know that the fact that you had that relationship changed the trajectory of your life. There are some friendships that are
True,
that strong
true,
and that
true.
important, that is here or there, and that friendship just moves you this way. You think, yeah, that was the right path. So again, they're fleeting friendships. The definitions of friendships are so broad. They're the ones that is like, okay, yeah, let's go out. On Friday, a friend said, let's go out. I hate going out. I detest going out. And she said, let's go out. And I remember a few hours before we were due to go out, I was thinking, maybe she'll call
can
her
I
and say she's
cancel?
cancelled. Maybe she'll call her. And we had a brilliant time. And again, I'm at the stage of my life where I should start living a life. Another friend said the question, where she asked me a question. She said, what if we die tomorrow? And I don't think we think that. I think we have this extended life ahead of us. And it's like, what if we die tomorrow? So the friendships that I think are important are the ones that make you stop and think, okay, what am I doing with my life? What trajectory? Where am I going? But again, we still need the fleeting friend. We need it's sort of like a whole spectrum of friendship. You need across the spectrum, you need the tight friends, you need the let's go out and be
I mean, so
buddies.
there's that person that said,
Yeah.
who is the person we're running out of time, that says there's some friendships that are for a reason, some for a season,
Yeah.
some for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I guess
And
That's
all
a
of
great
them are
way to wrap it
important.
up.
And all
They
of
are
them are
so
important,
important.
yes.
There's
Yeah.
no one that's better than the other, even though we're still the besties. Then you have to get that in before.
Okay, well,
Great way to wrap up.
I don't know. We started, friendship is a huge thing. Just follow us on YouTube. That's all you need to do.
We had fun.